gentlemen, welcome to the Table Read. New time, same location here at lastchoicecountry.com. I am Ben Wieland with the crew here today, Mr. Steve Clyda.
How are you doing?
Mr. Bad Johnny. Mr. Jesse Fisher.
How you doing?
Why don't you say hi, producer Sean, out of the shot briefly.
From the background.
That's right. Backgrounding today. And thank you guys so much. As always, we're brought to you by Stretch's Curve Bar on the corner of Henry and Fisher. Hopefully you're listening to Josh and Sean in the morning every 9 to noon, weekdays on lastchoicecountry.com. Guys, we're new date, new time. New date. That's weird. Yeah. New time. Yeah. We're coming to you at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night and Thursday night in a preempted segment.
Those are my shower days.
Yeah, which is why we're doing that. We wanted a clean Johnny. And guys, we're going to start off with the return of a segment we debuted last week, and then the return of a favorite segment that we have. First of all, we managed to bust Albert Pujols' slump, Clyda.
I feel like we were directly responsible for
that. Yeah. I got the text a couple minutes after his first home run saying that it had worked, that we had us talking about Pujols being in the slump had effectively busted it. He hit a home run, I think in a loss.
I did not watch the actual score of the game. Was just concerned Albert Pujols broke his slump.
So, now that we know that our slump busting powers are good, I feel like we need to move them on to bigger and better things. I'm setting my sights on the American economy.
Oh, wow.
Come on, America. Why don't you go to a singles bar? Get a little hammered. Check out cozy little homely Canada. Maybe get Canada a little drunk. It's got free healthcare. Maybe go home with it. Jumpstart your economy a little bit. That's what I'm talking about.
Free healthcare. You know Canada's clean.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, I'm pretty sure Canada would be able to hold its alcohol a lot better than we would.
You don't know. You don't have to be. I think the point when you're busting a slump is that you're a little bit more worse off than the person that you're.
But I think the alcohol,
targeting.
the ability to hold more alcohol, is offset by the fact that they have lower standards.
Yeah.
So that would help out right there. You wouldn't need as much alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the point is we're going to have to be pretty hammered to even consider Canada.
Right.
And their bacon is delicious. Leave it alone.
And now that we're done editing, welcome to the Table Read, ladies and gentlemen. Also busting their slump this week, Aquatic Billionaires. Where's the music? I'm so excited. You guys, they're back.
It's super special Aquatic Billionaires because not only does it involve water and billionaires.
It also involves space. The final frontier.
What?
Yeah. Eric Anders and Peter Diamandis. One of these guys is a Virgin Mobile breakoff guy. They founded Planetary Resources Incorporated this week, and they want to send a bunch of satellites and telescopes into space and mine water, as well as precious metals. This is awesome to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that kind of pronounce it. The face that I made while you were describing this.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't understand the mining water. I can pick it up.
Asteroids, things like that.
Okay.
Coincidentally,
Is this supposed to give us superpowers or something?
No,
Or somebody in the water?
Only about 10% of the water on the planet Earth is fresh water, and desalinization is
Are
so...
you telling me that the bottle of Kroger water that I have is not fresh water?
Yeah, it is fresh water,
no,
but it's...
No, probably not.
It's to desalinate water is actually so expensive that it might be cheaper to go into space and get fresh water.
Yeah, science.
Yeah, I've looked at.
So this is like the
feasibility
nerdy
studies
version
before.
of a beer run. We're doing a water run.
Yeah. No, thank you for drawing that not conclusion. I'm a little foggy today, Nerd Nation. I'm sorry. The mayor did have to track me down this morning and wake me up. It's our first.
You had to roll over and say, "Hey, this is my bed. Get out."
We're an hour earlier than normal, and I might be feeling a little bit of the effects mentally. So, Johnny, you're comparing this to a nerd version of a beer run. Mayor, where do you think we're going with this? What's next for Aquatic Space Billionaires?
Boy, colonizing the moon.
I like that.
Dude, once they mine that water, they're gonna need a place to store it.
Yeah, and you know what the best about colonizing the moon is? You can have moon pools on the second floor. You just dive up into them because the water's suspended.
Awesome.
Look at Jesse. So
You do know the moon still has some gravity.
no, I didn't. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a very, very, very thin atmosphere, so it has.
Yeah.
So if it has the gravity, then they're not going to need. I was going to do porta johnies, but I guess we're not going
Is
to need
that
them.
astrophysics, Jesse? Is that what makes the moon have low gravity? Is the low atmosphere?
Yeah.
It's not the density of it at all.
It's actually
Where's your physics class?
I'm sure it's partially density.
gravity's really based on density of the core,
Thank you.
and that's what holds the atmosphere in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you on that,
you
Jesse.
did. That was right.
All right, guys.
I just associate the two because, yeah.
No, I know. I understand. I didn't mean to throw
just-
my nerd card on the table
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you did. You're like, oh no.
I had to recover.
Wrong.
I had to recover.
Look, on occasion, you got to throw it around.
Guys, we're going to turn into a little bit more somber nerd stuff here and talk about a little bit of biology and a little bit of sports. Junior Seau committed suicide on Thursday or Friday morning, tragically, at the age of 43, I believe. Only about 5 years out of his NFL career. He will be a Hall of Famer, and he becomes the third former NFL player in 15 months to commit suicide now. And there seems to be a very strong linkage between concussions suffered and these probable suicides. And before we get into it, Johnny wanted to say something a little bit about the athlete's lifestyle that may contribute to clinical depression anyways. Johnny, go ahead. And before we start assuming that this is all because he got hit in the head too many times, there's a lot of boxers walking around that haven't committed suicide yet. So go ahead.
It's going to make your opinion look much smarter since you're going to do the dumbass one first. I appreciate that way to build it up. No, there's been a lot that's been made out of these concussions and these injuries to these players, and I don't discount that in the least. I mean, their heads are battering rams, but there's also an element that their lives have been handed to them since Pop Warner, most of them. The coaches have told them what to do. They've been told where to go, what they're supposed to do, where they're supposed to eat, their training regimen, their finances have been taken care of, everything all the way up through their pro careers for the most part. Who to sleep with, who not to sleep with, bad, whatever. And once you get out into the real world, I think that the adaptability I think they struggle with it. A lot of them do, unless you're going straight into something that is like with that profession. Now, Junior had that. I mean, he had didn't he have like a little sports show or something that he was doing?
Yeah, but I'm not sure. As you're talking about 18-hour days being structured out for people, and
absolutely. I mean, the only time it's not is when you're sleeping for the most part. And even that, they've told you where to sleep, what time to get up, and so. But I don't think it's a whole lot different in some ways. If in that element of getting back into reality as some of these child stars or any in the entertainment industry that's been coaxed.
As soon as you started talking about it, it reminded me of not in wartime, but in peacetime when young men get out of, or career men get out of the military, how they do suffer a kind of an adjustment period. There's no one telling them when to get up, when to go to bed, and things like that. And it does take a little bit for it to click that they need to structure their own lives.
Sure,
a little bit.
And I'm not comparing pro football to convicts, but it's the same thing. You're out on parole.
Yeah,
you're coming out.
Or even to something a lot more people could relate to. When you get out of high school and go on to college, when you're completely responsible for everything instead of being told everything.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just can't handle it and drop out.
And that's the transition for all of us. That's
Yeah.
where that happens. And for the athletes, it doesn't.
Yes.
Because when they go, everything's given to them.
Yeah,
right
so
on
you
a
think
platter.
that a piece of that might remain suspended, and they don't know what to do with it once they get out. And a lot of athletes have come out and talked about how that can lead to depression or at least feelings of confusion. When they don't have anything to latch onto, and they've been the center of attention for so long, and now all of a sudden step out of the limelight, that it can be quite difficult. That being said, Dave Dewerson wrote a suicide note saying that he wanted doctors to study his brain because he knew that something was wrong with it, and then shot himself in the chest. And then was found to have parts of his brain be severely affected by what could only be head trauma. I'm almost positive they ruled out even some sort of degenerative disease. So maybe it's a combination of a couple of these things. They had Jim McMahon on ESPN the other day, and he was talking about how he didn't know what he would do when he started not being able to find his way home, because he thinks that is a legitimate thing that's going to start happening to him, and that he had talked to players that was starting to happen to. And, that when dementia sets in when you're 80 or so, you kind of expect it. But if it sets in when you're 51, your body's still very much not falling apart. It's still a tool that you can use. So if you're in a young man's body with an old man's brain, how does that affect you? It's going
to be frustrating as hell.
Exactly. And who do you reach out to? So it's just amazing to see someone like Seau, who is Samoan, and a deeply religious man and from a deeply religious community, do something that is that appalling to them. It has come out that the Seaus have decided to let the LA Coroner's Office look at Seau's brain, which was a question for a while because of their religious upbringing. I guess, Johnny, as the elder statesman here, there's an article
2 years past Seau. Thanks. I appreciate that.
There's an article on ESPN right now called let your son play football or to not let your son play football, where a sports reporter is writing about how she will never let her young, 3-year-old son near a football field, even though she's been covering the NFL for over 20 years. And do you have anything to say about that? I mean, would that affect how you would talk to your peers or anyone else about letting their kids play football?
My concern of it would be really if your kid showed promise. I think if you're playing Pop Warner and
for a couple of years,
and it's just a matter of you're just out there and it's everybody's chasing the same ball everywhere they go. That's a different story. But if you're showing promise and you're going to start going through the junior high and the high school and get to these elite camps and all of that, then so much of it I think it's hidden. You really don't even know what's going on. And it's happening at the developmental stage. You're not even as an adult, it's happening young. And so that would be the scary aspect to me.
Yeah, there's a class action lawsuit actually right now against the NFL that 1,500 former players are involved in, where they are taking on the NFL for trying to cover up. It sounds like a tobacco company lawsuit type thing, where they're alleging that the NFL covered up that they knew the potential effects of these concussions and didn't do anything about them all through the 80s and 90s.
Well, go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, I was going to say, in regards to the article, a lot of steps have been made to treat concussions that weren't prevalent back in the 80s and 90s, where now it's, if you're believed to have a concussion, you can't play until you're medically cleared. It's oh, you have a concussion? Can you still play? Get back out there.
We all watched Aikman go back in after time with the dazed look in his eye.
Yeah, and that leads to more damage than anything because you're just beaten down a broken
house. That's the argument that the UFC is safer than boxing is because they only suffer one concussion rather than all those mini concussions that the boxing gloves allowed to happen.
The gloves protect your hand; they don't protect your head.
Yeah.
So I kind of lost track on that. But so if I ever have kids, if they want to play football, so long as the little league, the minor league had proper protocol for dealing with concussions, then I'd feel safer. And if they didn't, I'd try to make sure that...
and I can't imagine... You'd have to be at a pretty Texas-style high school to be playing with a concussion.
I think in high school, you'll probably see more concussions than, say, like a peewee football or a Pop Warner style, where the kids aren't moving as fast.
Yeah.
Well, because, I mean, they're a horror video. They're terrifying videos of, little peewee football, where the parents just let them run into each other head on at full speed because they don't think, they're kids, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're wearing helmets. And it's terrible. So there's still that mentality of, they'll just walk it off.
Kid got paralyzed in my Pop Warner football league.
Yeah, so...
It was scary.
Yeah, it's still there. But I'm thinking that as time goes on...
Jesse, they're after you, by the way. Oh. Walgreens called in the riot squad.
So I think that as time goes on, it'll become more and more of a concern, so more and more safeguards will be put
Yeah,
in
we're
place.
right in the genesis of this movement, so
Yeah.
it'll be curious to see where it goes from
I think
here.
a lot of the steps the NFL is taking to make it safer, you're going to see that trickle down. It's going to have to.
Oh, in the NFL, football's the one sport, even more than baseball, where it does safety measures do trickle down from the pro levels down to the very lowest, the peewee levels there. All right, guys, we're going to try to cheer you up coming back from the break with some Avengers talk, and we're going to talk about EverQuest. So there's a double tease worth coming back for. Thanks for listening to the Table Read, guys. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Table Read for Wonder Nation. I am your host, Ben Wieland, brought to you here by Stretch's Curve at the corner of Henry and Fisher for all of your drinking, catering, and sandwich needs. Also, if you need to bust a slump,
Slump Busters.
why don't you mosey on down there? See if you can't make it happen. We're talking to you, American economy. Right?
Lounge,
It's an extended metaphor, guys. Go to English class.
are there lounge lizards at your disposal there? Lizards.
Guys, we all saw the Avengers on Friday.
Hell yeah.
Didn't we?
Yes.
Didn't we? This
Yeah.
is our
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So
this
Thursday
is
and
our
Sunday.
4 months in the making. 4 months in the
we've
making.
been talking about it for a while.
Avengers Super Review. I loved it. I loved every single minute of it. There are some negatives to it. We'll get to that. Sean, just talk about the experience of going to see the Avengers 3 times in one weekend.
I never got tired of it. I mean, the action sustains you the entire time, and also Black Widow's fantastic ass.
Come on, man. That was my topic.
You're
I'm
stepping
even
on
drawing
toes.
a picture
though.
of it.
That's what he does. He steals what you want to say.
I do
You're a
sometimes.
stinking bastard. It was like this. It was pretty.
He really is drawing a picture. Okay. But besides that, I mean, it's got everything you wanted in a superhero movie. It's just the action's great, the comedy's fantastic, and it's just overall it's a great movie.
Yeah. Mayor, what'd you think? Highs and lows. Give me a couple highs, give me a couple lows.
See, I can't remember a low in it. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. The humor between Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah. That was
Choice.
great when they were trying to fix the aircraft carrier.
Just the back and forth they had throughout the whole movie really was. I thought I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
part of
well,
it.
one of the things that I think people are going to talk about is it took a while to get to the main action.
It did.
It's a 2 hour and 20-minute movie, and I think it's not until the last hour or the last 45 minutes even that they really start pulling out all the stops action-wise.
Right.
I kind of like that because of the fact that Sean and I saw it, and I was talking with him about it. And, and it's been a while since I've read the comic books. I was heavy in the comic books, but I've been out of it for a big portion. So it took the time to reintroduce you to the character, so you got a good feel for the type of character it was, a little bit of background story on it or whatever. But it didn't feel rushed, and that's one of the things I liked about the movie.
And Johnny, had you seen any of the movies that the Avengers franchise brought in? Did you see Iron Man or the Hulk or
No, in
Thor
fact, I
or
didn't
Captain
watch Iron
America?
Man until later that night.
Oh wow! So as a person that was coming there completely blank, you hadn't read the comics in a long time.
Right.
You felt like that was really necessary to take the time to do that.
I didn't feel like I was in the dark like I think a lot. Like it could have been if they would have chopped off the 45 minutes because it's a long movie.
Yeah.
If they have chopped it. I think that you're jumping into it, and there's the action would over probably be like, holy crap, this is an awesome movie as far as action.
But you
being able
didn't.
to understand
Nothing would
the story.
happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesse, go ahead.
Okay. Honestly, and it's totally biased. I thought it was a perfect movie. No, and like I said, it was
The
biased.
table's starting to lift
Yeah.
over here. I just want everybody to
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. My dad got me into comics. The Avengers was his comics, so I've been waiting for this movie since I was 5 years old, and he's been waiting for it even longer. And I saw it with him Sunday, and that kind of
Aw.
experience. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it's perfect to me because I can't find a fault to it. I can't.
Did you
Okay.
guys get nachos?
We're gonna go spoiler
No.
heavy here, guys.
I
Jesse, what was your favorite moment of the Avengers?
Um,
Don't hit the microphone.
Yeah, sorry.
the Hulk Thor fight.
The Hulk Thor fight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
wow.
was pretty cool in the helicopter.
Yeah, very brief. Yeah.
yeah. It just because it just showed how powerful Thor was without his hammer. That one brief moment where
he's holding
blocks
up the Hulk's,
the Hulk's punch, that just it goes to show his strength and the fact they didn't need it until he's like, okay, we're gonna do this now, and they just uppercuts Hulk with a.
You could move away from Jesse whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
He's sweating.
It's such a good movie.
It's normally something reserved for me.
Johnny, what was as the relative virgin to the franchise? What was
It's
your?
been a long time since I've been a virgin. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that.
I wanted you to take that around
I
with
appreciate
it.
that. I'll
That was
bask
a
in that for a
softball.
moment. Really, my favorite part was probably Hulk jumping out onto the fighter jet. I thought that was pretty awesome. Or there's
their contingency plan for the Hulk.
Yes, yeah. But the other one was where he's what's the bitch boy villain's name? I don't remember his name. Loki. When he's ragdolling him, when he's just flipping his ass around and mopping the floor.
Especially because Loki's speech leading up to that was hilarious too.
When he was just what does Hulk say? Like
puny god. Yeah.
There's a hesitation for like a half a millisecond, and then he just starts whipping his ass around like he's a paintbrush. It was beautiful.
Sean, what was your favorite moment?
Man, probably the Hulk whipping around Loki, or all the comedy, like when the Hulk punches Thor after they just took down the giant dragon robot thing, and all the comedy with the Hulk. And he made that movie, I think.
Clyda?
Yeah, I'd say it's actually another Hulk where it seems everybody's super excited about the Hulk, but mine was another Hulk reference when they were laying out the plan. And
you just said Hulk smash.
Hulk smash.
He smirks. Like,
that was great. Sean and I think when we did our 2-man podcast all those episodes ago, episode 2 or 3, we talked about how for the Avengers movie to work, this is probably going to have to be a movie about the Hulk. Right? And they did that. This was a movie about the Hulk that the supporting actors were Iron Man and Thor and Captain America and Hawkeye and Nick Fury and Black Widow.
Right.
He was the most dynamic character. He was the one that they waited the longest to really let loose with.
As far as the superheroes go, yes, he was the most dynamic character.
Yeah. And they treated him perfectly, in my opinion. The Hulk is one of my favorite personal comic book heroes.
Yeah. They finally got the Hulk right in this one. I mean, they tried 2 times before, and it was just kind of
They got close with Edward Norton.
Well, the Time Magazine review talked about Ruffalo almost being too much of an actor to not take this kind of tongue-in-cheek approach.
Right.
But they went on to say that his seriousness when balanced against Robert Downey and the dude that plays Captain America's kind of wackiness played it perfect, and I think they did. It was such a well-done movie. Joss Whedon deserves all the credit.
He does.
I can't imagine another actor or another director not named Guillermo del Toro that could do a movie this good.
He only gets all of the credit if he was solely responsible for the pants that Scarlett Johansson was wearing. Because
if you watch a couple Joss Whedon movies, I'm pretty sure he had a heavy hand.
We saw it in 3D, and there was a couple moments there that you found yourself putting your hands out. Just come to me, please.
The concept of Scarlett Johansson, them not tweaking her backstory to make her not Russian. It's just like, no, I lost the accent. I came over when I was 5. Oh. Okay, so you sound like an uneducated Midwestern person because you came from Russia when you were 5. Well, like, come on.
I do need to see it again because I like I told Sean, I spent the first hour and a half, every time she was on screen, I would completely lose the dialogue with the voices in my head saying, why are you still dressed?
Sean, really quickly, because you're the most qualified person to answer this question. We saw Jeremy Renner in his first of 9, apparently, movies he'll be in this summer.
Yeah.
Are we excited for the summer of Renner, or
I am? Man.
Are you already tired of him?
No. He did a great job as Hawkeye.
Yeah, great turn. Didn't steal any scenes, but that's what you didn't want him to do.
Right, exactly.
You didn't
when you've got people like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and
Ruffalo,
Chris Hemsworth, and Ruffalo is Bruce Banner. Yeah, he really can't steal.
Yeah, a very subdued performance from the man who will be the face of our summer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, you know what he's not in? Battleship.
That is your favorite actor on Earth is in Battleship, though, Mr. Channing Tatum.
Oh, Channing Tatum.
I will say this. Anyone who hasn't seen the movie who thinks that Hawkeye doesn't belong because he just has a bow and arrow, I'm probably going to punch in the face.
The bow and arrow was a little cheesy. I'm sorry.
No, it as an assassin, it's the perfect weapon. I don't care.
Yeah, it's quiet. It's effective.
And it's reloaded because you just pull the arrow out. Oh, you still have ammunition. You can't run out of it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I have read about a growing trend in assassinations with bows and arrows.
Really?
No,
No, they make
you could shoot a gun for a friggin' mile now.
silenced.
Yeah,
It's just
with
as
no
quiet as a
flash.
bow and arrow.
No, it's not really silenced. It's just muffled. There's no such thing as a silenced gun.
When it's a mile away, it's silenced.
It's silenced enough that no one around's going to hear it.
Yeah. I look. I like
Can I sit
Hawkeye.
next to somebody else?
Renner was great as Hawkeye, but that's a character that needs an update.
They gave him guns in the movie. He never used them.
Yeah, and they did give him guns.
He just had awesome tipped arrows that.
If they make a Hawkeye movie, I hope that they make him kind of more of a new Captain America, a new super soldier with an assassination bent.
Yeah, I don't think if they make a Hawkeye movie, it needs to be with Black Widow. It needs to be the two of them. I don't think he could actually.
Oh yeah,
carry-
no, I think you're right. It'd be a
carry-
Shield movie. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be a Hawkeye movie. They'd probably call it Hawkeye. But.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite
You
character? 'Cause
do know-
I didn't like Captain America.
I
Oh
love
man, that's a
Captain
good
America.
question.
He was a pansy as far as I was concerned. He needed to just
Well,
go home and do
that's
his
what Captain
laundry.
America always is.
I don't know.
He's just a
bothered me.
straight and narrow.
He's Cyclops.
You should go on eBay and buy a spine. He was just.
I'm gonna jump over this table right now.
Jesse loves Cyclops.
I know he
Way-
does. I know
way
he
too
does.
much.
I said that on purpose. We're really extending the segment. I don't care.
All right.
Least favorite character. I like that question though, Johnny. Man, I have to go with Black Widow.
Yeah, as far as characters go, I'm going to go with Nick Fury. To be honest with you,
There you
I
Oh,
think
Clyde is getting some nerd rage.
I think Sam Jackson's performance was the worst out of anyone in that movie. It was still good, but it was still. I don't think
He could only see half his lines, man.
Well-
He had a patch.
It looked like that was kind of a classic Sam Jackson "give me my paycheck" performance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to dispute the fact that he mailed that in.
Yeah, that's. I'd have to say Nick Fury too, because there's a lot of things where he just seemed under enthused to be there. Lines that should have had more delivery to it that he
Yeah.
just kind of clearly
Yeah,
phoned in.
I don't know. It worked for me. Johansson worked for me too. I just had to pick someone
Yeah.
that I thought didn't bring it as much.
Charlotte's like the first time I saw it, I was like, she did all right. Second time, I seemed more appreciative of her actual acting ability.
Her acting.
Acting.
Her
No,
acting ability?
no, her actual acting. Her ass is amazing. That is not a point of discussion.
So, John, would you go see the Black Widow movie when Scarlett Johansson just pulls a Jim Carrey and talks out of her butt the entire time?
I'm sorry. I'm starting in it right now in my own head.
I feel like he's already watching that movie right now.
Claudia, did you think anyone was your least favorite? What do we think of Loki as a bad guy, guys?
Fantastic.
I thought he was
Amazing.
great.
He did a bang up job.
Yeah, my he's not here, but I'll say it for him. My dad loved it. He's like, he got Loki perfectly right. I can't see anyone else doing that role now.
Yeah, it's a weird. Loki's the trickster. For those of you that don't, he's actually Loki from the Norse pantheon of gods.
Yeah, the god of mischief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the one who's fated to bring around the end of the world and the eternal winter.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
yeah.
You're welcome.
He's not evil. He's just has a twisted sense of humor.
Yeah, and the one that he played was a little bit of a like kind of a resigned, angry
Yeah.
Loki who I hadn't really seen characterized in comics or in literature yet.
He's kind of character. The resigned anger is more brotherly angst.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of been
no, well,
characterized.
it was. I mean, it was just a different spin on Loki than I
Yeah.
expected, and I really enjoyed it.
Like he was angry because he got shunned by his brother and family, but more than that, he was just having fun screwing
Yeah.
around with little measly mortals.
So we can nerdgasm all day, guys, but I am sorry, it is time.
Nerdgasm.
Do you
No, we're gonna move on to massively multiplayer online role playing games. Guys, we're distilling all of our nerdiness into one segment. We went sports and some very somber concussion talk. We talked about asteroids and space billionaires and slump busters, and now we're just going to talk about how to get into a slump. And that is by playing games like World of Warcraft,
Yep.
Guild Wars, and EverQuest 2. The Elder Scrolls Online was announced. It's an online multiplayer multiplayer role-playing game set in the Elder Scrolls universe that we just recently romped through
In Skyrim.
in the mega hit Skyrim.
Yep.
It was fun. We fought dragons. We shouted at Vikings. And we probably got creamed by giants.
Probably.
So we're going to play a massive in this world. I'll ask you guys how excited you are about that particular game later. But I think a lot of our target audience probably plays or has played a massive at some point or another. And I'm going to turn the microphone over to our resident massive expert,
Yeah.
the massive Steve the Mayor Clyda. Steve, what are you playing right now that are massive multiplayer role-playing games?
You playing now that's massive.
Dude, currently, right now, World of Warcraft is being played on my PC.
By a
at
robot.
home, by a robot. No, but pretty much everything that's came out, I've tried.
Yeah. So, all right. So, how'd you get into massives? It was Dark Ages of Camelot, right?
Oh, Dark
We
Age of
played it
Camelot
together.
was the first one. We played, a lot of, I guess, just my friends were playing it, so I started
Yeah,
playing
it was a gateway drug.
and I think that's kind of, it's kind of the appeal of games like that, is it's something you can play with,
laugh, but
with your friends.
It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
really
Sean,
is.
you've how many massives have you played? Just Warcraft?
I wouldn't know. I played World of Warcraft. I played Star Wars, The Old Republic. I played
And
City
Galaxy.
Heroes, Star Wars Galaxies.
Which one was the first one for you?
Galaxies was my first.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Wasn't City?
Nope.
God, that's like learning to walk by
Yeah.
getting dropped out of a second-story window.
Yeah, exactly. It was terrible. Never want to go back to anything like that at all.
I can't believe you played another one after that. You go to City of Heroes after
went
that?
to City of Heroes
Okay,
after
which
that.
was a greatly executed.
Yeah. Yep.
Piece of technology
yeah,
there.
Yeah, it was actually really good. They didn't have the multiplayer right off the bat. Or not multiplayer, but
The PvP.
the raids, the PvP.
Yeah. So you played a pre-City of Villains.
right.
Jesse, have you played anything other than?
I played City of Heroes.
Did you play Warcraft?
No. Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not enough to get into. I got like to level 10, level 14.
Yeah. So did you played City of Heroes though? That's what got you into it.
City of Heroes, yeah. Played a little bit of Champions Online.
Oh, I did play that too.
Old Republic is the one game that actually keeps me hooked, though.
Oh, you currently play Old Republic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
because he didn't cap out in 4 days, unlike some freak
Yeah,
shows.
because the reason I never got into MMOs in the first place, because I've always been a story-driven gamer. It's either gameplay or story,
Yeah.
and
Johnny looks like a concussion victim right now. By
Yeah.
the way, this.
Oh my God.
that's already wrote.
I do not play well with others. I only play well with myself.
Yeah. I got into it with I mudded, for those of you that are hyper
Oh.
dorks.
I didn't know we were counting
I
those.
just want
Yeah.
to give monster wedgies all the way around this place right now.
Before there were even graphics based
Yeah.
massive multiplayer games, and then I played Dark Ages of Camelot. I played Star Trek Online recently, which was really fun. Star Trek Online it's free to play now, and
I kind of want to get into that.
I would almost get back into it. It was fun. It was fun. I'll just say that. I played City of Heroes for a long time. Really enjoyed that, and capped out one character in WoW before abandoning it for greener pastures of playing like outdoor sports with actual people.
Literally greener pastures.
Yeah, literally greener pastures, meaning I was outside.
Coincidentally, the grass was greener on the other side of the door.
Yeah. But no, this is a huge phenomenon. World of Warcraft has how many subscribers?
Hovering over 10 million right
10
now.
million subscribers. That's more people are playing World of Warcraft every day than watch comedies on Thursday night, which is the comedy night.
yeah.
You
The
know,
Office kind of sucked recently, so
The Office has never really brought in that.
That's a worldwide number.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I mean, you're talking about a good Monday night football game brings in 10 million viewers.
Yeah.
So
And-
when you
and
think
those-
about the kind of
those-
audience that is,
Those
John.
those people also aren't paying $15 a month to watch.
Yeah, and I guess to explain this to again our virgin over there, John, this is a game that you pay a certain fee, at least in Warcraft's.
Some are free to play.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a lot of
You
them.
pay
a lot of them
$15 a
are,
month to,
are subscription based.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of the smaller ones go to free to play models. with like a premium feature.
Yeah.
Whereas you can buy certain things.
Yeah. So there is, you pay $15 or $12 or $9 a month to access this game that you're connected to as many as 100,000 other people per server to play this like social gaming experience.
Okay. It doesn't seem as personal. I mean, I have subscriptions that I pay monthly, and it's usually to a girl in a box.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah, no, well,
more on a one-on-one basis.
It started out like really not. It was all any like chatting you did was all text based, and now yeah, you'll be on like a voice chat client with other people that you're playing with. Normal, it's pretty normal experience now, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
I watch Big Bang Theory. I'm schooled.
A lot. As anybody that's serious, or even a lot of casual, a lot of people they form. You form friendships and stuff. You just hang out on voice chat, and it's kind of like talking with other people.
Yeah, well, I just play casual games now with guys that I met playing World of Warcraft 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, so. It's kind of like what we do now. As our friends moved away.
Yeah. Now we connect with them by having game nights.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back to the table read. Those of you that do things other than read comics or play video games, it's time for rapid fire. Actually, this time.
Good, because that almost made me want to shoot myself.
Yeah, good. Well, get out your rapid fire guns, Johnny.
That's right.
Wow.
Yes. I was reaching for my friend Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, we need to edit that out. That is awful.
There's so many people.
Can we say it? Is it next week? Is that?
They're all you.
All right. Well, sorry, I just farted. That's what happened there. We had to edit that out. It is time for rapid fire, ladies and gentlemen. There's been a rash of not a rash, but a couple.
I've got a cream for that.
A couple at least of vigilante sightings and reports in the Flint area. John, is that what that was, or is that the Detroit area?
Yeah, go ahead. Cause
It's been all over the state. I mean, they're up north. They're in Flint. The one that got reported on recently was correct. Down in Flint.
Yeah. Okay. So these people are stopping crime with no superpowers, but I would never stop crime unless I at least had an advantage. What I want to know from you guys is if you were a low-level vigilante fighting crime, what power would you have, Jesse?
Low level, I would stick with the easiest one, just perfect aim.
Something perfect for low level.
Yeah, well, it's still just
Probably also
Are you
use
the
a bow and
cross kicker?
arrow,
Is that
so
what
he's
you are?
only effective at 40 yards.
Yeah.
Bullseye. Okay.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Yeah,
I know.
just it can't affect actual combat.
Yeah.
But from a distance, if I need to throw something, I can make sure
Yeah.
it hits.
So instead of borrowing from any superhero, you borrowed from a shitty villain.
He killed Elektra. Screw you.
Johnny.
I haven't given much thought as to what the superpower would be. Sean and I talked a little bit, and
You were busy designing your outfit?
I was. And you should see, I got a nice little heart shape on the
Yeah.
bottom. No, I went with like, what superhero would I be? And I came up with I'd be the Huffer. And
You'd huff paint and then it would sound like it was raining all the time?
I spent a good deal of my childhood, and this is no BS at all, of huffing gas out of a 72 Pinto before my mom put a locking cap on it. And the stuff that you think you can do, which I think being a superhero partially is mental.
It's all, yeah.
So if you think you can do it, that's the best superpower. And man, when you're huffing gas, there isn't anything you can't do.
Yeah.
Except for sometimes smell other things later in the day.
We would like to point out that we are not promoting huffing gas here.
No. And no cans of hairspray or baggies were used in this. It was just straight up just smelling it out of the tank.
We might have to look at the sensors for that one.
What? I'm 45. They can't come after me for child neglect anymore, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Especially if
And it's not-
if you're the child.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
the child.
Exactly. Clyda.
We have to edit that.
I have to use a low-level superpower because I was going to go with super genius.
Well, Jesse has perfect aim, so
All
I
right,
guess...
then I'm going with super genius because if you look at all the bad guys, they're all super geniuses. And it takes a combination of like 8 other superheroes with a single superpower each to stop this dude.
So you just want to be able to outthink him?
And
Yeah.
then, there's also the superheroes that are super genius, like Batman and Iron Man.
I don't think Batman's a super genius.
You are wrong.
Oh, my God. Shut up. Both of you shut up, okay? He's a super genius, though.
How about I will change mine. I will have the superpower of kissing ass. Because if I can suck up to all the other superheroes and anybody's giving me crap, I can go to basically get any superhero that's going to beat them.
Oh, you want to? You want to?
I'm gonna be.
Okay.
I'm going to be the ass
I like
kisser.
that. I like that. Also, you can like get them to invest in your pyramid schemes.
Outstanding. Because I do have detergent to sell you if you need.
Yeah. Let me tell you about Amway.
That's right.
Diablo 3 is coming out May 15th, Clyde, and May 24th.
Wait, what was yours,
May
man?
15th.
Oh, mine? Oh.
Or I think did Sean answer? Either. Yeah, he just shakes it off.
I would want quicker than normal reflexes.
That's lame.
Yeah, I just want to be able to anticipate. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's super lame, but he's going to be making millions of dollars when he's playing professional sports because he has
Yeah.
super reflexes.
Exactly. I would only use it for good.
That would be your cover.
And to bring the gold medal in ping pong every year.
All right, I'll give you Batman being a super genius as Wiki confirms it. I take that back. Not super genius. He has genius level intelligence.
That's great. Diablo 3 is coming out, next week after?
15th.
15th, May 15th, week after Tax Day. Big surprise. End of the world game coming out month after.
Be a month after
Day.
tax
Month
day.
after Tax Day.
But it's the super reflexes that
It's
are really
early.
helping
Give
you
me a
when
break.
you're-
Yeah.
It's next Tuesday.
I'm precognitive. You got a few choices of class: Barbarian, Witch Doctor, Monk, Demon Hunter, and Wizard. Clyde, which one you playing?
You barbarian.
Yep. Johnny?
Prosthetic prostitute.
All right.
Demon Hunter.
Sean? Not playing.
Not playing.
All right. Bitch! Sean and Johnny aren't playing, which means we're putting them on the bitch meter. Clyde, on a scale of Shia LaBeouf in any movie not in Transformers to Scarlett Johansson's ass in the Avengers, I messed up the bitch meter. One of them is bad. Shia LaBeouf is bad. He's a 10. Scarlett Johansson's good. She's a 1. What are they at?
You put him at like I would say a 6.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, it's not that bad. They should be doing
not
it, though. They
super
should be
bad.
playing Diablo.
Look, 3.25 million people are going to be playing that action by the end of the year.
Yep. And Johnny, you really, I have appreciated all your Facebook posts trying to get yourself hyped up to be a nerd.
Yes.
But,
yeah.
I mean, playing a really nerdy video game is pretty much the next step.
You're interrupting. I'm actually thinking about Scarlett and myself.
Yeah,
in the
I
shower.
figured that we would bring that back up.
Soap, please.
You guys, we went and saw the Avengers this week. First big summer movie. What I want to know is what's the next big summer movie you're excited about? Jesse, I'm going to go ahead and guess for you that it is something obscure.
I was honestly...
Prometheus?
No, I am excited for that. I was going to say Ted.
Oh,
That's
nice.
it. Took mine.
Yeah.
Pissed off bear.
Sean?
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man.
I'm not even
That's the
gonna-
next one you're excited about,
I'm
though?
not
Isn't
gonna
that
include
in
the
July
superhero
15th
movies,
or something?
'cause
July 3rd.
July 3rd? Clyda?
Well, Battlefield's the next one I'm excited about. That's-
Battleship?
Yeah.
What about G.I. Joe?
I was going to say, G.I. Joe is mine.
Yeah.
Because Clyda and I are going to be going to see that action.
G.I. Joe, Dark Knight, the new Bourne movie.
Oh, yeah.
New
The
Bourne.
Summer of Renner.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, what's his face?
Matt Damon. You know who
Yeah.
it's got?
It's got
Jeremy Renner.
That's
Okay.
right.
It's the Summer of Renner, man.
Is he in
Bourne
Ted?
Legacy, is
That'd be perfect if he's
Yes.
in Ted.
The
Yeah,
Bourne
Bourne
Legacy.
Legacy.
Also, I just want to see how bad the Total Recall is going to be.
Oh, yeah, I don't think... Is Jeremy Renner in that, too?
I don't know.
I think
No.
I'm just going to say he
Although Colin Farrell, Kate Beckinsale, and Jessica Biel.
is. Oh, now there's a turd sandwich of acting if I ever saw one.
Which one's going to have the 3 tits? Do we know that yet?
Probably not just.
Oh,
Says the guy in the middle of two boobs.
you know,
Oh,
you know
wow.
what else?
Nice 70s Saturday Night Live joke.
You like
You know what else we're forgetting? Coming out late in the summer, the campaign.
Oh, yeah, Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis coming out with a campaign movie. They play 2 Republican senators
yeah.
from the same state
Yeah.
going for a re-election.
There's another one that I just saw previewed. And I forget who's in it, but it's basically a bunch of comedy guys who discover that there are aliens on Earth, and they have to like
Oh, it's called Neighborhood Watch.
neighborhood watch. Yeah.
It looks absolutely terrible.
Clyde is on IMDb right now.
No, I'm not on IMDb, but let me just give you a rundown on who's in that. It's Jonah Hill, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, a few other guys that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
The few other guys he's never heard of are all the other Avatar guys who you and I know, Sean.
Right.
That Clyde is like, I don't know. They weren't in that one Adam Sandler movie I saw. Was that Grown Ups?
If they weren't in Grown Ups, it's crap.
All right. You guys, Elder Scrolls Online sparked the massive discussion that we had earlier. What I want to know is, can you name a continent in the world of Elder Scrolls? Jesse.
Really?
Yeah.
Skyrim?
Okay. Sean.
No, I forget the one that was in.
Johnny, I'm just going to skip you if that's
No,
okay.
what are Elvis squirrels? I don't know what the Elvis squirrels are. What are Elvis squirrels?
Actually, Skyrim's a country, not a continent.
Clyda, go ahead. Run them down
What-
off the top of your head.
I can't run them down all. I remember Tamriel from the
Tamriel.
original.
Yep.
That's the one I'm thinking about.
What, a Morrowind? Isn't there Cryodil?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were
But
calling
those
Morrowind the
are-
original.
Those are countries, not. There's only one major continent in Elder Scrolls.
Don't nitpick me, Jesse. Okay? It's new time.
Look, he's got a point.
Tuesday. Just shut up, all of you. All right.
The continent is called Tamriel. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Morrowind's a continent.
Your continent is called Tamriel. Okay? Go eat another deep fried omelet.
Whatever, bro.
That sounds delicious.
You guys, we talked about space billionaires mining asteroids. If they're going into space, they're going to need some sort of secret hideout. And what I want to know is, Johnny, you're going into space. You need a secret hideout. What's it going to be? What are we doing? A traveling space Hulk? You doing an asteroid? Are you doing a moon base? Are you going to say that you're going to go out of space, but then secretly build one under the sea? What are you doing?
I'm going to hope that I sober up and I'm not part of this anymore.
All right, Jesse.
An empty Big Boys mascot.
Dr. Evil style.
You have one of those at home, don't
That's
you?
funny because that reference isn't dated at all anymore.
I know. That's why I went for it.
Considering 3/4 of our audience wasn't even born when the last Austin Powers movie was out.
God damn it.
Go ahead, Sean.
Can I build a Millennium Falcon, please?
No, come on. You're going on asteroid M.
No.
You're getting an
Dude,
asteroid.
Really, you could have any sort of outer space base, and you're going with the Millennium Falcon,
Yes.
Yeah.
which comfortably
My-
seats like a dozen
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You're
My
getting a
favorite
dirty
ship of all
trailer
time.
Winnebago.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
As opposed to like the Death Star, which is a, Death Star.
Hey, man, I made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
It's a nightmare to staff though.
I'd have to go with a Porta Johnny. Can I go with a Porta Johnny?
Yes, you can.
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Got a
He's
place to
there.
sit.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you managed to pun your name twice in that too. That's very impressive. Go,
I liked
Clyda.
you better when you were
I'm going
comatose.
with the executioner.
It's the Executor. You mean the Superstar Destroyer from Return of the Jedi that tragically crashes into the Death Star 2?
I think it's that.
It's called the Executor. Look it up right now, asshole.
So serious.
And if you say Executor, that's not a word.
I'll give you $5. You say Johnny.
I believe his code name was the Johnny.
I like how bad we're stalling this for a nerd debate right now. By the way, I would go with the last thing that I suggested, which would be I'm going to launch a space shuttle into space and pretend to go to my moon base and really have a secretly built one under the sea.
See, what's not fair is you come up with these, and so you already know what your answer is.
What,
You-
you're like
you put thought
You're like
into it.
Sean Connery on Celebrity Jeopardy now. You need some cod.
I need some prep work, baby.
What's the verdict there, Clyda?
I hate you. I believe there was another one that might have been called that in. They built.
Oh, in
one,
the extended universe, the big black one was not called that.
Are you sure? Because
Yep.
they also built one on Coruscant that got launched from.
Coruscant.
And
Agree to disagree on the verbal pronunciations.
No.
it was called the Lusankaya, by the way, the one on Coruscant.
It's Coruscant. It's pronounced all
Any-
the time in Old Republic.
Anyways,
He's running.
you guys, we're not done yet.
Okay, good.
My goodness, this is just painstaking.
Last
Yeah,
week,
work. I know.
last week we talked about something that regular people know, which is football, John.
Thank you.
We talked
then I'm
about Cam Newton and Calvin Johnson being in an epic battle for the Madden cover. It is a question for the ages. Cam Newton or Calvin Johnson or Cam Newton. What I want to know, guys, is which one of these two is better at making an omelet? Jesse,
I'd have to say Cam.
why?
He has the hands, flip motion, all that.
Because Calvin Johnson doesn't have hands.
Yeah, but he has the better hand control.
Arguably the best receiver in the NFL.
So you're going Calvin Johnson, I imagine.
Yeah. Mostly because of the
Fine
hands
motor
that-
skills?
Fine motor skills, correct.
Johnny?
You don't need to scramble out of the pocket when making an omelet.
You don't know.
Oh my
If it
goodness!
was a scramble, we'd go Newton. Nice. The puns continue.
You waited when as soon as he brought that up, you're like, oh yeah, I'm using that pun. It is mine.
Go ahead, John.
I'm going with Newton. Because his dad, I'm sure, basically purchased every chicken, so he has all the eggs. So there are no more eggs for Calvin Johnson.
I like that. Good topical reference there, Clyda.
Dude, I'm going with Calvin Johnson. When you're making an omelet and you got to flip the eggs, you also have to catch that.
Yes.
Oh, so you're doing the controversial full out of pan flip.
How else do you make omelets?
Why?
There's no other way.
I asked for number 4 on the
Megatron
menu
does
at
not need
Denny's.
omelets.
I'm going Cam Newton. You need incredible vision, judgment, and timing to cook a perfect omelet. And while Calvin Johnson does possess all of those things, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, Cam Newton demonstrated each and every game he is a master of not only timing but also judgment. And fourth quarter's winding down. You know who I want cooking my omelet? Both of those guys. I'm going pulling the host card. I'm going both of them. I want Newton throwing the eggs at Johnson and scrambling them up. I love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the table read here at One Nerd Nation. For Clyda, for Jesse, for Sean, for Johnny, this is Ben Whelan, sponsored by Stretch's Curve, signing off.